The center is a nonprofit investigative journalism center. It's one of the first of its type. And here at the center, we look into a range of issues: social, scientific, political, economic, environmental, and our goal is to collaborate rather than to simply compete with other media in the state.
Being a reporter at the Wisconsin Center for Investigative Journalism really means that we get to focus on the entire state. We get to go into communities that don't have much news coverage in their areas, and we get to go in there and ask them really what the problems are, what their concerns are for their community. They get back in their chairs and it's like no one's ever asked them what's going on here and how does the state fit into all of this.
We've developed what we think is a highly replicable model for focusing upon a state and the region. That is, with a small professional staff of journalists, we work with statewide media, in particular our partners at Wisconsin Public Radio and Wisconsin Public Television. Then we develop ad hoc collaborations with newspapers, TV stations, radio stations, and online news organizations throughout Wisconsin. Some of the reporters, of course, are students, but they're expected to dig very deeply and to exercise the same standards of care and accuracy that professional journalists are held to.
The reason I'm interested in investigative journalism is because it's very, I find it very different than the regular journalism that I've done before. And that difference is evident in the first story I did for the Wisconsin Center, which was a story about the travel of the governor. Even within the first few days, the reaction has been amazing to it. It's a matter of keeping people accountable. And that's why this journalism is so important to me, is because unlike anything else I've ever worked on before, through these projects, we can keep track of things that matter.
One of the other ways that the Wisconsin Center for Investigative Journalism helps media outlets across the state is by collecting, analyzing, and distributing data to them. This is a really important service we're providing to media outlets across the state who might not have the resources to dive into data and make it more meaningful to their own local communities.
The Wisconsin Center for Investigative Journalism already is increasing the quality and the amount of investigative journalism. And as our reporters fan out across the state to interview people in their homes and in their businesses, and as they analyze data and as they question public officials about the conduct of the public's business, we're providing the public with a fuller portrait of life here in Wisconsin.